highlighting black excellence, all excellence, of course, black excellence, man.
Yeah,
I had to bring
appreciate that.
another guest in with me. He's doing this thing. I've been seeing it not just on my own, but man, I'm seeing he got the community involved as
Yeah.
well with it, and he's going big places. So let the people know who we got with us today.
Yeah, so my name is Trey Williams. I'm a award-winning filmmaker. I'm a writer, director, and producer.
Yeah.
And I also like to cast too. Not to throw too many credits on myself, but I do like to pick all the talent as well.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's talk about like your upbringing. So where exactly are you from, and what was that background like growing up?
Yeah. I'm from Fitwar. I went to Jefferson Davis High School. I went to Benji's Academy. That's when it was like K through 12th grade on Jensen. And my upbringing was mostly sports. I played basketball, baseball, football. And then when I got in trouble in basketball, I did swimming until they came and got me out of there at Jeff Davis. But so yeah, that's pretty much my upbringing.
At them early days, like, what was what I'm saying, the activity you was in, or like just knucklehead stuff you had going on that would get you in trouble?
I don't know if I want to. I'm so past that right now. I don't know if I want to. Yeah. I kind of I think as a teenager, I did do a lot of fighting. And because I moved around a lot too, so I'm from there. But I also I went to like 5 or 6 high schools. So for me, I was in Spring a little bit. I was in Acres Home. So being as a young person, I know I had a lot of fights in Spring. I mean, I was doing like regular teenage stuff for the most part. I had a really bad attitude growing up. I'm not even gonna lie. Even my coaches couldn't stand me, but I was good, so they had to play me.
Early on, had watching movies or just maybe even acting or being a part of theater, had that already been in you, or how did you get exposed to that walk of life?
Oh, that's a great question. Not for me. I didn't really get into entertainment, any of that, until I moved to Atlanta. I went to college. I played basketball and baseball in college my first year. And then I ended up moving to Atlanta because I wanted to go to Clark. I ended up playing for Clark for like a semester, and then I got burnt out. While I was down there, I said, if I'm going to go to Atlanta, a lot of people don't know this, but I wanted to be the next Tyson Beckford print model. I don't know. That definitely didn't happen. But I got down there. I went to this meeting. Yeah. It was for modeling and acting. I guess by the way I was dressed, as a guy by the name of Robert Creighton. He was like, hey, you acting? I was like, nah, how much they paying? I tried, though. Yeah. So I was just joking with him. He gave me a script, broke it down. About 20 minutes later, I did it in front of everybody, and I killed it, and I haven't looked back since. And literally my first 6 months in the business, I auditioned for lead roles in films. My first 6 months, I worked with Tyler Perry. I did so much stuff so early on. I was like, damn. But I thought about it years later. My grandma used to have, if you had an old school grandmother like me, like she used to have VHSs all around her room, and I watched all those movies, but it didn't register to me until a couple years ago, thinking like, how did I even get in this movie shit? Like I never even grew up wanting to do this shit at all.
Yeah.
But I realized that's something my grandma probably left me that gift. She probably left me that when she died, now that I think about it, because I never thought about it growing up at all.
Yeah, watching all those movies and whatnot turn you into like a movie buff yourself before you even knew it.
She used to have like 3 movies, because back then you could record over certain stuff and make room on the tapes on the VHS. So she used to have like 2 or 3 movies on a VHS tape. And I just, when I thought back by, I was like, damn, she probably was putting that in me all this time when I didn't even know.
So at what point in your acting career did you realize that you wanted to be a filmmaker?
When I realized what a power was. Waiting on a check is not something that's fun for me. And so for me, after I auditioned like crazy when I got to LA, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm in these rooms, people that's not even the talent that's making these decisions. Where is the power? And I thought about it, I was like, well, I got all these friends. How about I just create my own, spend my own money on it, and then I just haven't looked back since. And I love the power and the opportunities I was able to provide along the way. That's another reason why I jumped into it.
And so how did you outsource, you know what I'm saying? Once you take them big leaps, now it's time to find more talent than just yourself, other actors, extras, people that's going to do the sound, the cameras, how did you outsource and get that reach?
For me, I don't know, man. It's like, I always say this in my interviews, is that me being a leader, I think when people meet me, they see how serious I am, as my demeanor, whatever it is, they see how prepared I come. And so it never really was hard for me to get like people to work a part of the crews. It was just, once I figured out the websites, and once you start hiring people, they also refer you to people. So I was like, okay, now granted, you're going to have some trial and error. Some people are just absolutely horrible or don't have the same work ethic as you. And so you kind of got to get rid of them quick. And I learned that very early on as well.
No, for sure. So let's talk about like that first film that you were a part of as an actor and the first one that you actually put together.
Yeah, that's another great question. So for me, my first project that I did was a movie called Bad Kids. Called Bad Kids Go to Hell. I was a featured extra in that. And when it was my first movie, we actually shot that in Dallas. And then once I booked that, I got to see a lot of this stuff. I was like, wow, this is dope, you know. And then fast forward to me getting my own productions. This movie that I just did on Strong Door Secrets, the EPs actually are from that franchise. They financed that one. So 11 years later, they became my partners on my project. So this is another credible feat. Coming from being an extra to getting them to be a partner is just a testament to the hard work.
Yeah. And then the first one that that you pushed out, like how did that come into play, and how long did it take you to format how you wanted it to go?
Well, when you said the first one to come out, I want to go back a little bit further than that. So the first one I actually did was in LA, and it was with my friends. And we were tired of audition. We was like, well, how about we just shoot the roles we want to play? How about we just shoot it ourselves? So we came up with this idea to shoot, because we had me, my friend from back then, he's an actor, JJ Green. And then Lex was a guy that went to film school, so he knew how to like film and do all the cameras. And so we were like, you know what? It started off with that. And then from there, I was in acting class in LA, and I booked some of the actors from my class, which is also Woody McClain, who plays, he plays Woody. I mean, not Woody, he plays Kane in Power, and he played Bobby Brown. I met him in my acting class, and I ended up putting him on my first show. And then we had some mishaps that happened and never came out, but the first project that actually came out, I want to say it was a Team Living, matter of fact, in Houston. I did that with my friends, Team Living. We did it together. I think it might have been outside from the Dirty Third. I think we might have had in this generation the first film crew to have our own film, in which we sold out over 500 people at the premiere. So that's a lot.
One thing I feel like as someone that produces something, I feel like a misconception is a lot of people, they see the finished product, but they don't see all of the
work
bullshit that went behind the scenes. So like, let's talk about like some of those times like where just wasn't going right, or you had it lined up perfectly and then just end up going left or whatever.
Man, you learn very fast in this bro. That none of that go the way you planned. It's like you can set the infrastructure and the hope that it's gonna go the way that you want it to go. But when you're dealing with this many people, it's too many variables in it for it to go exactly how you plan. Because when you cast people to your project, you don't know how they come in, you don't know how they work, you don't know anything about any of these people, even your crew. If you haven't worked with them before, everybody is pretty much coming. I don't really know who I'm bringing to set. I don't know who I'm gonna get. So for me, it's always a lot of bullshit. I mean, every project. I don't think one project has ran the way that I wanted it to go. But I will say this: every project has gotten better because I know what I want to stand for, and I communicate that from the beginning in the first production meeting.
Yeah.
So if you want to have some stories on some bullshit, man, I'll say from the first project, Autographs, what I did in LA, we lost the audio. I was pitching that to Paramount. We put together a trailer to pitch, and then when they wanted to see the whole thing that we shot, it was no audio. The whole audio, my guy, they still my boy, but Lex lost the audio for the project. So all that was a waste of money and time. So, and that was my very first project, bro. I got the picture at Paramount in LA. So I'm like, just imagine back then, bro. This was 6 or 7 years ago. Could have been like, So I have to go from that to all the way to keep the building it up again. It's like, bro, that was probably the biggest. I would say people coming late all the time. That's also a problem. This last film, one of the main actors, he booked another major film, the biggest film of his career, in the middle of us filming. So I had to cut out the production for 3 days to get this done in order to get him out of there. Because I understand as an actor, you get them opportunities, you gotta take them. I could have been something like, well, you on the contract, I don't care about that. But this is a guy that's been loyal to me since I've been in Houston filming, and we made it work. So it's a lot of bullshit.
Aside from the bullshit, let's talk about some of the final moments, something that like that pour you with the thought of like, okay, like I'm doing the right thing, I'm on the right path, or this is where my calling is.
The traction. I think there's the people. A lot of people don't understand this. The people is gonna dictate your success. No studios, no company. It's like once you put that product out, the people are gonna tell you if they fucking with it or not.
For sure.
And for me, that's the gratitude I get. Seeing the actors get people DMing them. They hit me like, Trey, man, I got like 100 requests today, or I got people in my DMs, I have this. So seeing that the people working around me are benefiting from it, no matter what the budget is, they're benefiting and they're able to win from it is the biggest highlight to me, more than the money.
Okay, so what's your approach to writing a story or bringing a vision to life? Like, how do you go about that?
A lot of times, some of these stories come to me in my dreams. To be honest, they come to me in my dreams, and I instantly, no matter what time of night is, I wake up and I write it down. I can remember the whole thing. I put it in my notes. But this particular film, Armstrong, Darshikers, came from a song. A friend of ours, Sosa Lulu from my neighborhood, Jared, sent me this song. It was like 1:14 or something like that. And I turned it into a franchise. And so it just depends. I get motivation, bro. I like stuff that moves people, stuff that's like true, that feels real.
Yeah.
That we can relate to. So.
And I even see the Bloody Nickel project. Like, yeah, let's talk about that since being from there.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. So as an actor, I'm gonna be honest. I rock with my boy Greg Carter. He's a big director. It's pretty dope. He did the show. He did a show with Carl Anthony Payne. He did a Fifth Ward show. I think it was called Fifth Ward, matter of fact. Yeah. But when I watched it, I felt like I didn't feel connected to it as I should have been. Like being from there, you want to watch something. It's different when you from somewhere. You watch like that ain't. Yeah. So for me, I came and did a raw version of it, and also included people from the neighborhood. I went to the businesses. I went literally and made sure that people were gonna feel it. I wanted us to be proud of that project more than the world. I wanted to make sure that everybody felt included to what we were doing, and it turned out great.